You are now listening to the sounds of Dr. B's Spot, a production of Bowden Enterprise Services, LLC. Join the podcast where love and life topics are discussed surrounding spiritual connection, relationships, finance, and becoming a better you through elevation. And now, here's your host, spiritual advisor and behavioral health clinician, Dr. B.
Welcome back to another session of Dr. B's Spot, Love and Life. I am your host, your spiritualist, your therapist, Dr. B. We are back in business and back in action. I am happy for you to join me today, and thank you so much for your support by tuning in and listening to my content. This week's topic is Dr. B's 21 icebreaker dating questions. So, this prompted me due to much of the online dating that's happening, and in many cases, not much conversation is going on in regard to the core of a person. There needs to be healthier relationships being built so you could find someone who's a match instead of a mismatch. Many times people on their phones, during the course of dating, they're paying attention to the phone, basically. Phone. So this is just a sampling of an icebreaker, so that you could get down to some core questions if you're trying to be serious and finding someone. And this is just basically a prelude to a series of questions that I'm going to build up to in the next few sessions, so that we could start with icebreakers and then some deeper questions as we go along, and some of the questions that will get towards the background of someone. So let's get started and let's get right to it. So, first question. What are some of the things you like to do during your leisure time? So you would ask someone that so that you would get insight into what do they do in their spare time? You know, are they reading? They're going out, chilling with buddies, chilling with family? What is it that they're actually doing? It'll give you a little bit of insight into how they're conducting their private time. Number 2, how would you describe the type of relationship you have with your parents? So let the other person go into it a bit deeper into their relationship. That way you'll find out how they treat how they treat their parents, and then you'll find out a piece of how they would treat you according to how they answer that question. 3, what's your relationship like with your children? What kind of activities do you do? What's one of the biggest life lessons you have taught them? So on this particular question, you want to see basically the relationship that they're forming or have formed with their children. You'll know if somebody says they don't get to see them often, or if they do, how much time they're spending with them, so you can gauge how much time they'll be having for you, or how can you incorporate your time around that schedule if the relationship gets serious. So it's kind of like insightful into, is this person really active in their child's life or are they not, and why? And we could go to the next one. Number 4, how would your closest circle of friends describe you? It's good to have insight into into someone's friendships, friendships that they formulated, and what would their own friends say about them? Because somebody's going to have to pause on that. They'll pause and think about that a bit. So That'll give you insight into how they view their friendship and the possibility of what their friends would view them as a person. So it's a little trickery with that, but it'll give you more in depth on how that person has formulated their friendship, and depending on their answer, how their friends would describe them. And number 5, do you like to travel? This is a big one. This is like one of the main questions because I love to travel. I love to go to different places in and outside of the country. So asking someone that particular question is very important, especially if you are active and you're a traveler and enjoy it. You want somebody to match with you on that. And then number 6, what would be your dream destination trip and why? If you're a traveler and you want a partner who has that same type of ambition and you like to pinpoint particular dreams, maybe this person has not been there yet, but they have an aspiration to go on this particular trip. It's a conversation starter where you can see, in some cases, it might be the same location. You had a particular dream and they have the same dream. Boom. It's a match. on that accord, it's a match. But that could be a possibility. Or that could be, something to make you think like, oh, I've never been there before, but that's an option. That's something we could possibly do in the future. And the next question, 7, do you plan on living in this state or country, or do you have plans to relocate? So if you're in the same state currently, you have no clue about, because most of the times you're not even talking about that. That didn't even come up. But find out if the person really wants to stay in that particular same state, or do they have aspirations to actually move and go to either another state, another country. They might be like, yo, in 2 years, I want to live in Greece. And they formulate something with you, but that's still their intention. And that was something that wasn't really talked about. But you decide you're getting ready to leave, or they're getting ready to leave, and they're following their dreams, and you're either there or you're gonna follow them, but you didn't know that. So you want to find out if you're on the same page, or you may be the one who wants to venture out. That's something that should be talked about, because you may want to leave your state for another country, or leave your state for another state. So that's something that's big, and that's something that should be discussed, because no one wants to be left out, and having to put their pieces together when they thought they found that special one in their life. Okay, number 8. If you could have a dream business or dream job, what would it be and why? Let's see with this question if the person has other dreams than being complacent and where they're at in their life. Do they want more for themselves? And if they had the opportunity, maybe that genie would grant that wish, and what would it be? You just kind of getting some insight into the person and what their ambitions are in their life. So if it was to start a business, or if they had a business, or if they had a business idea, what would that look like? How would you get from point A to point B and so forth, or whatever? So there's different questions that could be formulated from just that simple question right there. Number 9, if you could create a title to a book that describes your essence, what would it be and why? That one will get somebody pondering just a bit, because this is your essence. So what would this book title be? Got to be something magnificent, I would think. Um, but you never know. Some things might surprise you, you know. And what type would it be? Would it be horror? Would it be fiction? You know, it gives you some type of deeper insight into a person if they had to write their own title to a book of their essence. So that would be a great question for you to kind of get into, like a great icebreaker. Number 10. Name 6 things I don't know about you. So when this person goes through those 6 things, I mean, you're going to find out some things that you never knew before. Either, you know, they will be surprising, it may be shocking, or maybe just like, oh, okay, you know. So that'll just give you a clue in a little bit more in regard to who this person is, or what this person is, what they like or dislike, or what you might like or dislike from just hearing this. So be prepared for that. Number 11. Who's your favorite celebrity crush when you were young, and who would it be now? You know, so that's just gives you a little insight into, okay, this person likes such and such. Okay, at this stage in their life, when they were young, they liked it such and such, but now that they're at this adult stage, oh, this is their type. So you can compare and contrast the types that they, you know, that they like versus then versus now. Just to give you a little insight. That's all. You do at your will, which you please with the information, but just a little insight. Now, number 12. In regard to your previous relationships, tell me 3 description of occurrences in regard to the good, the bad, and the ugly. So you want them to explain 3 things. Tell me something good about the last relationship you had. Tell me something bad about it. Tell me about how it got so ugly where, you know, you had to break up. So you're trying to get just some insight into this whole relationship, what went wrong, but also get the person to realize or recognize or pull from some of the good. So you could just formulate information. This is all information as you're gathering if this person would be a match for you. These are all just questions, nothing serious, nothing deep, just questions that you're gathering before you making that decision that, oh, I would like to move further with this a little bit more, you know, as we go along. So we're not going to take it too heavy, but you know, this helps just form things. Number 13. What is a deal breaker for you? So when you ask the person this, listen very carefully, because they're getting ready to tell you totally a deal breaker on what they will not accept in regard to a relationship, or some of the things they just completely do not like. So you need to pay very, very close attention to that, because that will determine some factors on you being with the person or not. Number 14. What are some things that really makes you upset or makes you really mad? So basically, you're asking them what gets under their skin that they just completely can't deal with. Things that irks their nerves. things that sets them off. You want to know these things, and you want to know them quite early, because you want to see, does this person have tics that just, will be too much for you? So they will, at that moment, explain they have nothing to lose. So why not ask them early on to see if they have anything that irks their nerves, basically, that will make you feel like walking on eggshells, or something, or it may be something that you do and that you maybe somebody have said that you do, and you recognize that because the person's discussing it. And you're like, oh my goodness, I'm kind of like that, or whatever. So it's just information again, but pay attention, close attention, because it may be something that you can't go along with to build a relationship off of. So just listen to the information and take it in and pay attention. Okay, number 15. At this stage in your life, what are you looking for regarding your love life? So you want to ask this because you want to know if this person is looking for something serious, something long term. Are they looking for marriage, just dating, just chilling, Netflix and chill? We all know what that means, right? So we want to see where they're at in their life, and this is a particular stage that they're at. Some people have just broken up, so they may not be ready for nothing serious. They might just want a friend, or a friend with benefits and so forth. Somebody might just come out of a marriage. They may not be looking for hopping right into another one. So that's why you ask, at this stage, what are you looking for? So let them tell you what they're looking for at this stage. That way you could gauge like, oh, I was really looking for a serious relationship, and this person saying they really just want to be friends with benefits, and that's really not going to work for me. So that will just be the end all right there. You'll have insight into that particular information, but ask up front so that you'll know, and you're not strung along or felt like you were strung along. And then two people come together on a page where they can say, hey, oh, you looking for something else, and I can't give that to you right now. And then you'll know, and then you can move forward as you like from there, but at least know up front on what it is. And let's see, number 16. Are you the romantic type or more simplistic? Describe. So some of these things, some women in dating are extremely romantic. They love romance and so forth, and they want it from their partner, but the partner is not the type to give it in return. So it's almost like it's a one-way street. So you ask those things up front. Just again, these are informational purposes, because this is giving you insight. Is this person a romantic person? Does this person actually match the side that I like to be on? So you'll know either yay or nay, why, or what form of romance. He may not be all completely romantic, or she, but there might be some things that you could work with, or they will compromise on, or they're willing to learn on. So that would be something just to take in accountability. It might not be a full deal breaker, but take accountability on how the person answers the question. And let's go to our other one. Number 17. Would you consider yourself humorous or more serious? So some people like to joke and laugh and it can be too much. Or some people are very serious and it could be too much. Or you could have a balance of both where somebody's just naturally funny and they could break the ice with you even during arguments. You know, they know how to cool the fire, basically blow out the flame. So it's good to just, ask that question. So you'll just have that and you'll know the type of person that you're dealing with, basically. Number 18, what's your favorite movie and TV show? So, most people watch TV, maybe not a whole lot, or some may do watch a whole lot. Some people are movie buffs, TV buffs, whatever. You'll figure out what matches you or what may not, or do they be in the TV too long, or do they watch movies too long? Some people is reciting movies and that's not your thing. Where it's continuous reciting movie lines and whatever, and you're just rolling your eyes. So you need to find out, is this person, head over heels into the, movies where it's too much for you or whatever, or you have some commonality. You can have commonality with certain shows and movies and things like that or whatever. So you just find out about that, just as well as what type of music you listen to, which is number 19 on my list. Like, what type of music you listen to? Do we listen to the same, or we have an eclectic mix going on? What is it? So this was where we would find out what's what, Number 20. Do you like going out to events and restaurants, or are you a homebody? This is very important because, oh my goodness, some people don't like going out. They're a homebody. They do everything from home. So they might be like, no, I'm cooking you dinner and whatever. And you might like that, but there's times when you like to go out. You like to go hit the dance floor. You might like to go to, local socials and get down and, or events, musical events, theater. That's maybe something that is a must for you. So if the person is not accustomed to it, or they don't like to do it, or maybe they don't like to come out of pocket for it, you need to know. That way you're not going at this alone. You're in a relationship and you're going at this alone, and you're going to these events by yourself, and you was really looking and hoping to get a partner who attends these things and this other person doesn't. So if you want that type of companionship, make sure you look out for it. And then you ask these key questions so that you'll know, like, oh, is this person really compatible for me? So that you're not just hanging by yourself, because otherwise, you could have been single, right? Yeah. Number 21. What brings joy to your life? So it's just a question that usually somebody will ponder on that one too. So what actually brings you joy from the time that you wake up? What is it? Throughout your day, what is it? As you go along in life, what is it? What are your joys? Things that make you happy. So that'll give you insight into, again, the type of person that this is, and their thought processes on joy and happiness, love and peace and so forth, all those things. So make sure as you're going along, and you tune in for continued sessions. I'm going to go a little bit deeper into the continuous sessions that I'm going to have, that where, we started on a lightweight for icebreaker, and then we're going to get into things leading up to heavier stuff in regard to relationships. So I thank you for your time. I thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate it so much. I want you to have a wonderful day, and until next time, have a good one.
Join us next time at Dr. B's Spot, where we dive into the real deal of love and life by tapping into your body, mind, and spirit. Don't forget to like, rate, and comment on each podcast that we drop. For all upcoming shows, reach Dr. B and all she has to offer on BowdenEnterprise.com and social media outlets under the moniker Bowden Enterprise Services. Peace and blessings to you and yours. We are out.